Next up, we have Control's Wishes from the Arknights soundtrack. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here, musically. So, if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever tone you use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, don't forget to join the Discord server. The gaming channel, how to request songs viewed on the live stream, members getting early access to the content. I have a spiel for this and a bunch of other things at the end of the video, so stick around for that. Disclaimers showing on your screen right now, so go ahead and pause the video to read them in full. Hang on, it didn't copy the thing that I wanted it to copy, please. So yeah, otherwise, please be patient with me. I am acoustic and guitared, so please keep that in mind. Also, once again, we are still celebrating 10,000 subscribers. I know we're already at 11, which blows my mind. Thank you once again, everybody. Celebration, two things. Number one, I'm giving away 10 copies of Vintage Story, 10 copies of Vintage Story. And number two, we're starting to actually play some of the games we've covered on this stream. The first two have been, Just Shapes and Beats and Limbus Company. More details on that whole spiel at the end of the video. With that said, let's do this. Control's Wishes, let's go. That you did, man. Let's hear it. Okay, we've got some percussion. Okay, I like it. So we start with percussion, a bass, very, very faint synth bass, and very, very, very interesting. We're using a lot of what we could call aleatoric music. Aleatoric usually is like planned randomness. This is something that you would very likely going to see in things like percussion, right? So we are using a lot of percussion instruments in ways that they are not entirely designed to be used, but they give us these really cool, like very ominous sounds that we're getting, right? So for example, one of the most famous instruments for this is the waterphone. The waterphone is this very fascinating instrument. These little sticks on the sides you can play with a bow, and they will give you these like super high-pitched, disturbing sounds. The one at the bottom, what was that? What was that? The panel at the bottom you can rub with mallets or something like that. You can fill it with water so that you can change how it sounds. Like, this is something cool, right? Like, if you have a metal bowl, and you take something else that is also metal, like I don't know, like a freaking like a nail clipper or a coin or something, and you're holding the bowl and you play it, it will give you a certain sound. But if you then fill it up with some water and you play it and you start moving the bowl around, it will change how it sounds. So yeah, not as cool as the glass harmonica. The difference is that the waterphone is not pitched. A glass harmonica works like a keyboard. So you have notes and you have pitches. The waterphone, these are pretty much just random lengths for the tubes here. They're not going to give you coherent pitch. It's going to be entirely texture. So yeah, let's see who figured to make that instrument. You would be surprised at how some instruments are designed, especially when it comes to percussion, because this one counts as percussion. And you know what? Let's just bring a demo of a waterphone. Let's just bring a demo for waterphone. Right. So if we bring in a waterphone, here's how this will. You can get. Okay, come on, please show it. Here we go. And because of the water underneath, we can actually mess with the sound. So yeah, it's pure ambience, it's pure texture that you get from this. Not really percussion, this would fall under percussion. Like, this is something that you would have a percussion, like, just because like percussion instruments are not limited to just hitting things. You can have bows played on this. We're talking about the category of them. In this case, something like a waterphone would fall under percussion, because it's something that, yes, you can bow it, but you can also play it with a mallet. Like, I think he does that with one over here that you can see underneath. Like, yeah, you can hit them, and you can actually strike them. So yeah, it is a percussion instrument. Thing is that many percussion instruments then can be played with bows to add up a lot of this stuff. And yeah, these are very, very useful in stuff like horror and just texture. So we have this kind of stuff, and we start with this, and then we slowly start fading it a vocal melody. Let's see where this goes. Okay, we have another synth giving us a little run there, a couple of notes. So yeah, we're now using those textures, slowly bringing in some chords. Very slow. There we go, we have a more coherent melody coming in from one of the synths. Okay, there we go. We are now... There's the violins. Okay, so right now it's been 42 seconds and we still don't have a definitive motif. Motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. Which means this one could be that the texture itself is the motif, or it could be this melody that we just heard from the violins. Some of these, it's a little bit more difficult to do. Now, one thing to keep in mind, many of these are composed for the purposes of scoring. Excuse me, when you're scoring for video games, film, radio, whatever it is, the music is secondary. The music is there to enhance something that is happening in the work. So, for the purposes of scoring, having music that is not entirely there in your face and designed to catch your attention, that can be a good thing, because so far this has been entirely texture that we are dealing with, like primarily texture. So yeah, Angel, welcome to the day. How you doing? So yeah, let's see where this goes. We'll just see, because it seems like we might have that melody being the motif, and we do have a couple of other synths on the side doing some arpeggios up and down, right? So an arpeggio is when you play a chord one note at a time. For example, here's C minor, here is arpeggio. And right now they're happening fairly fast, and I like that we're having them kind of like panned. Like one sounds on the right ear, then the other one sounds on the left ear. Really cool. Let's see where this goes. Vocal sample, purely for texture. This does not make it a song. These are not vocals. Countdown. Apollo 1, yep. Oh, it's really cool. Okay, and now we're having the violins jumping in and doing the arpeggios. Oh. And there we go. So in a 3-minute piece, we do a 1-minute, 15-second introduction. And it worked really well. We were just very, very slowly. And yeah, scoring, yeah, it's just that's the naming convention, okay? Because in music, the sheet music can also be called a score. Like, that's the thing. Like, when you have an orchestral score for something, let me see if I can find let me show you one, right? Let me just see. Why do I keep not putting sheet music? Let me bring, for example, let's bring Mozart, let's bring Don Giovanni, right? So if I bring this over here, open with Opera GX, here is the orchestral score for the opera of Don Giovanni by Mozart. And here you can see what the director would see. This is the entire orchestra. So this is the score for the work that is being used. So yeah, that's just the naming convention that we have for this kind of stuff. And yes, we bring in, finally, we now have the melodies actually doing a score is usually every single instrument. Yeah, usually the score is going to be the whole thing. And then when you are scoring, it means you are using the instruments that you have to score whichever. Like, it became a verb in music for this kind of stuff. So yeah, we ended up having a 1-minute long introduction, and it worked really well. Why? Texture. The beat was good, the texture was building, or we were drip feeding everything and slowly building it up. It's a boss theme, so it makes sense. Let's see where this goes. Oh, brassers there as well. Seems to be French horns. So there's our motif. So yeah, we did have that motif in back there, and this is when we've gone from we went from aleatoric music to tonal music. So aleatoric music is a subset of what is called atonal music. However, we did have that bass line very, very low, very faint, but we did have that bass line giving us a tonal center. So in this case, we were having both atonal and tonal music playing at the same time, and because of that bass and because of those drums, it held everything together. Of course, it's super well composed. So it was drip feeding us, paced everything super well, and it just built up. Now, we are having what is called a doubling. Doubling is when you have more than one instrument playing the same thing at the same time. We are having the violins being doubled by brass. I am going to say it might be the French horn, might be a tuba. So the French horn being this one over here, beautiful instrument, fairly tricky to even hold, because this one, the bell is pointing downwards, sideways, and backwards. You have to stick your hand into the damn thing just to hold it, but it creates this very royal, very insane sound. And then the other one is the trombone. I think these are the two possible ones. Maybe not so much the trombone, but yeah, the trombone is the one with the slide. So yeah, let's see where this goes. This is really good. Some percussion there. That's French horns, yeah, it says French horns. There we go. We bring one more percussion there, like a shaker. The hand inside affects the sound output? Yes. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And there's a faint synth in the back as well. So yes, when it comes to this, when you put something in the bell of a horn instrument, it's called muting. And it's something that the French horns do, and one of the ways of holding a French horn, usually when you hold the French horn, most players, my understanding, is that they will try to keep the hand as flat as possible, to kind of just go with the curvature of the instrument itself. However, sometimes you just stick the hand and it stays like that. It's a very odd thing. It's a very, very, very odd thing, but you can see here how he's sticking the hand, but it's kind of following the curvature of the bell itself. So depending on that, and that gives you more control over how much you mute the instrument. It's such an odd thing. I really don't know as much. I'm not a French horn player, so all I know is that they stick their hands in, and it does cause a little bit of muting, which mellows out the sound and makes it sound less brassy as a result. So yeah, we have that. Let's see. We have that happening. Let me just hear a bit more. Beautiful melody. The spade, the daughter can, including sacrifice herself. Oh, nice. Yep, we're just developing the melody, making sure we hit those high notes. We bring back the motif with new percussion, adding more synths in the background. Let's see. Any changes? Any more changes? There we go. We bring another violin. There, no, I think it might have been the French horns giving us a little bit of a counter melody. They went up when the violins went down. Let's see. Count was a real NASA countdown. Nice. Let's see. Oh boy. We introduce a chorus, women singing, holding those chords together. Oh, beautiful variation. Of course, this is one of those things where you can have a two-part melody where the first part is your motif and the second part you just change something simple. What did we do? First repetition, we had the motif, the first part of the motif, it went down. Second version, it goes up. And it hits those high notes. Very beautiful, very climactic, very straightforward as well. Like the percussion is doing its thing, the bass is fairly consistent, and then it's just letting the melodies play out. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Like, just because it's simple and straightforward doesn't mean it's not beautiful. That's one of the lessons that many composers nowadays forget. Many musicians forget it, especially in academia and conservatories and that kind of stuff, that simple and straightforward can be very, very beautiful. There is something very beautiful about a field of just sunflowers. You don't need to have an entire garden with all the bouquets for it to be beautiful. A simple field of sunflowers can have just as much beauty. A pine forest can have just as much beauty. So that is one of the things that musicians, mainly composers nowadays, can get caught up in, that you do something simple and you don't feel like it's enough. And you just don't feel like it's enough. And that is something that just plays against you, because we have this elitism primarily in the conservatories. Like, it's not as much outside of it, but in the academic conservatory music school kind of places, where doing something simple equals bad because it's not as intellectual as some of the other things, which is, I would call it, you have intellectualized music so much you have stopped making it, kind of thing. There is a balance to be had, because there's some really, really cool things that you have, but at the end of the day, music theory, all of these principles that you have in music are for the purposes of vocabulary. It's your vocabulary. Can you write an incredible novel with simple words? Yes. You can make an amazing story using very simple vocabulary. Is it going to be the intellectual's preferred? Probably not, because you didn't put the big words. But it was still a beautiful story, kind of thing. So that is something to keep in mind. Like Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss uses extremely simple vocabulary because it's children's books. And his stories are some of the most beloved in human history. And it's going to beat whatever postmodernist, like 7 layers of intellectual English, like you need 7 PhDs in 7 different languages to be able to comprehend the nuances of this kind of stuff. So, yeah, and this is for a mobile gacha game, yeah. Yeah, it's for a gacha. Again, gacha games are front companies for incredible music. So yeah, let's see how this ends. So we're having this, we have the chorus, there are a bunch of women singing, just singing the chords. High note again. And we landed. Brass plays one last note. We hold it out. And that's it. We just let the sound dissipate. We just let the energy dissipate. And there you have it. My God. This was beautiful. This was incredible. And yeah, the melody was super straightforward. This was super straightforward. Very, very straightforward melody. And it was just beautiful. It used one of the most simple principles that you can use in music. How do you make something sound more dramatic? You play it higher. Like, I'm gonna do it right now. That's a simple melody. It sounded more dramatic just by the idea of playing it higher. And that's what we did over here. We kept it very much straightforward, but it was just for the purposes of showing you blast off into space kind of music. Very beautiful. There you have it. Control's Wishes from the Arknights soundtrack. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here musically. So, if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever to new news. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, at the time of recording, we're still celebrating 10,000. I know we're at 11 already. Thank you so much for that. But we're still celebrating 10,000, like the whole on principle thing. In celebration, I'm giving away 10 copies of Vintage Story. Vintage Story! It used to be a Minecraft mod, now it's its own standalone game. I love it, I prefer it, which is why I'm giving away 10 copies of this game. Giveaways are happening on the second half of February. February 2026 on the weekends of the 21st and the 28th in the Discord server. For those of you watching, the first round is going to be on this Saturday and the second round the following week. So make sure you've joined the Discord server to get a chance to get your copy of the game. That's way number one. Way number two. Now with 10,000, every 5,000 subscribers that we get, I'm going to start actually playing some of the games we've covered in this channel. The first two have been Just Shapes and Beats and Limbus Company. We're playing them in the after shows of the live streams after we do the LFAs or whatever, or the Gem and Shreds, and then the recordings will go on the gaming channel. More on that in a moment. So make sure you've joined the Discord server. That's where everything goes. Everything gets announced first, whether it's the streams going live, videos going up on the channels, updates, projects, the giveaways. Everything gets announced first there. Of course, we also have the community there. We hang out, we chat, we steal memes from other people's servers, claim them as our own, and where I host the Vintage Story community server. Vintage Story! I love the game so much I built a PC just to host the server. So yeah, linked in the description. Join the Discord server today and become part of the community. Also, make sure you share these videos with everybody that you know. Use the hype function on YouTube. We have a group on the Discord that coordinates for that, so linked in the description. Do that. Musicians, artists on anywhere out there, YouTube or otherwise, open invitation. If you want any of my musical skills, reach out, let me know, let's work together. And if you're in the audience and you know somebody that you would like me to collaborate with, reach out, let them know. Please do not harass anyone. Please do not spam anyone. Be cool about things. Don't be a rat. Members get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, and if you're a paid member on YouTube, regardless of your tier, you get access to the videos when I schedule them, at least for the LFAs. So become a member today. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting in 3.5 seconds, I'll be linking in the description down below. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, check the pinned comment on this video. It has the instructions of what to do. If you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim from Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time, at this time at least. We stream live on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick so that you can tune in from whichever platform you prefer. Again, 6 p.m. Central Europe. If you're not in Europe, do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in both Discord and Twitch. So if you live in Kickapoo and you're like, yeah, but what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. Do not worry. Just go to Discord or Twitch and it's going to show in your local time zone. And follow the gaming channel. Have a gaming channel? Because of course I have a gaming channel. I'm on YouTube. What else could I possibly have? Games are Basterd. That's where I put the gaming after show recordings when they happen. Recorded live during the main channel's after show and the recordings go here. This is where the VODs for Just Shapes and Beats, Limbus Company, and whichever other game we play go to. So linked in the description, or just search on YouTube, same username as James R. Basterd, just with the J for a G, and you got it. And yeah, there you have it. I wonder if he knows what it's about. Yeah, I don't have a script. I don't have a script for this. So yeah, there you have it. Controls, Wishes, Arknights, really good stuff, man. That was awesome. Really good stuff. But yeah, let's move on.